Join us as we honor the stars, visionaries, and icons who passed between January and June 1996 in the United States. Greer Garson. She was born in September 1904 and she died in April 1996. Her age was 91 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was heart failure. A British-American actress who was a major star at MGM during the Second World War. She was celebrated for her elegant and intelligent screen persona. Garson won the Academy Award for Best Actress for her role in the 1942 film Mrs. Miniver. Audrey Meadows. She was born in February 1922 and she died in February 1996. Her age was 73 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was lung cancer. An American actress best known for her iconic role as the sharp-witted and deadpan Alice Cramden, wife of Ralph Cramden, on the classic sitcom The Honeymooners. She won a Primetime Emmy Award for the role. Meadows perfectly balanced her character's sarcastic wit with an underlying warmth. Guy Madison. He was born in January 1922 and he died in February 1996. His age was 74 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was emphysema, an American writer who became a popular star in the 1950s. He gained widespread fame as a star of the television series The Adventures of Wild Bill Hickok. Madison also starred in numerous Western films and B-movies. Martin Balsam. He was born in November 1919 and he died in February 1996. His age was 76 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from a stroke. An acclaimed American character actor, known for his reliable everyman quality, he won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for 1,000 Clowns. He played key roles in 12 Angry Men, Psycho, and All the President's Men. Jean Bell. She was born in May 1928 and she died in April 1996. Her age was 67 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was breast cancer. An American actress who worked extensively in television in the 1960s. She's best remembered by sci-fi fans for her role as Nancy Carter, the salt vampire in The Man Trap, the first episode of Star Trek on air. Jo Van Fleet. She was born in December 1915 and she died in June 1996. Her age was 80 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. A formidable American stage and film actress, she won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her film debut as Kate in East of Eden in 1955. She was also known for her powerful roles in Cool Hand Luke and Gunfight at the OK Corral. Tommy Rettig. He was born in December 1941 and he died in February 1996. His age was 54 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. An American child actor who became famous as Jeff Miller, the first owner of Lassie in the popular 1950s television series. He left acting as a young adult. He later became a prominent computer software engineer and database expert. Whit Bissell. He was born in October 1909 and he died in March 1996. His age was 86 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from Parkinson's disease. A prolific American character actor who specialized in playing authority figures, scientists, and professionals. He appeared in hundreds of films and television shows, famously playing the Mad Doctor in I Was a Teenager Werewolf. Lillian Yarbo. She was born in March 1905 and she died in June 1996. Her age was 91 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. An American actress and vaudeville performer who often appeared in supporting roles in 1930s and 1940s films. She frequently played domestic workers in films like You Can't Take It With You and The Great Lie. Jack Weston. He was born in August 1924 and he died in May 1996. His age was 71 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from lymphoma. An American character actor known for playing exasperated, high-strung, or oafish characters. He was nominated for a Tony Award for his stage work. His notable film roles include the menacing Carlino in Wait Until Dark and the resort owner Max Cantor in Dirty Dancing. George Burns. He was born in January 1896 and he died in March 1996. His age was 100 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. A legendary American comedian whose career spanned vaudeville, radio, film, and television. He was famous for his long partnership with his wife, Gracie Allen. After her death, he had a career resurgence, winning an Academy Award at age 80 for The Sunshine Boys. Minnie Pearl. She was born in October 1912 and she died in March 1996. Her age was 83 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications from a stroke. An American country comedian born Sarah Coley, who was a fixture at the Grand Ole Opry for over 50 years. She was known for her country cousin persona, her straw hat with a $1.98 price tag, and her signature greeting, "Howdy." Albert R. Broccoli. He was born in April 1909 and he died in June 1996. His age was 87 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. An American film producer nicknamed Cubby, who co-founded Eon Productions with Harry Saltzman. He was the driving force behind the James Bond film franchise. He produced every Bond film from Dr. No in 1962 until his death. McLean Stevenson. He was born in November 1927 and he died in February 1996. His age was 68 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. An American actor best known for playing the bumbling but beloved Lieutenant Colonel Henry Blake on the television series MASH. His character's shocking death in a 1975 episode became one of the most memorable moments in television history. Hein S. Nagor. He was born in March 1940 and he died in February 1996. His age was 55 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was homicide, gunshot wound. A Cambodian-American physician who survived the Khmer Rouge genocide. He won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his debut role in The Killing Fields. He was murdered during a robbery outside his Los Angeles home. Ross Hunter. He was born in May 1920 and he died in March 1996. His age was 75 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. An American film and television producer and actor known for his glossy, high-budget romantic comedies and melodramas. He produced Pillow Talk, An Imitation of Life. His 1970 film Airport was a massive blockbuster that launched the disaster film genre of the 1970s. Roger Bowen. He was born in May 1932 and he died in February 1996. His age was 63 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. An American actor and novelist. He was best known for playing Lieutenant Colonel Henry Blake in the 1970 MASH film, the same role McLean Stevenson played on television. He was also a co-founder of the Second City improvisational comedy troupe. Vince Edwards. He was born in July 1928 and he died in March 1996. His age was 67 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was pancreatic cancer. An American actor who became a major star in the 1960s as the brooding Dr. Ben Casey on the medical drama Ben Casey. The show's popularity made him a national heartthrob. He also had a career as a singer and director. Ray Combs. He was born in April 1956 and he died in June 1996. His age was 40 at the time of his death, and he took his own life by hanging. An American comedian and television host, he was best known as the second host of the game show Family Feud, succeeding Richard Dawson from 1988 to 1994. He died by taking his own life in a hospital after a period of career and personal decline. Ella Fitzgerald. She was born in April 1917 and she died in June 1996. Her age was 79 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications from stroke. Known as the First Lady of Song, she was one of the most influential jazz vocalists of all time, famed for her pure tone, impeccable phrasing, and brilliant scat singing ability. Her multi-album songbook series, celebrating American composers, is a cornerstone of American music. Gene Kelly. He was born in August 1912 and he died in February 1996. His age was 83 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from strokes. A legendary American dancer, actor, director, and choreographer, he was a dominant force in Hollywood musicals. Known for his energetic and athletic dancing style, his work in Singing in the Rain is considered a masterpiece of the genre. Johnny Guitar Watson. He was born in February 1935 and he died in May 1996. His age was 61 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack while performing. An American blues, soul, and funk musician, he was a flamboyant showman and highly influential guitarist. He had major hits in the 1970s funk era, such as A Real Mother for Ya and Superman Lover. He died of a heart attack while on stage in Japan. Brownie McGhee. He was born in November 1915 and he died in February 1996. His age was 80 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was stomach cancer. An American folk blues musician known for his guitar playing and singing. He was famous for his long-running partnership with harmonica player Sonny Terry. They were a key act in the American folk music revival, playing in the Piedmont blues style. Gus Hardin. She was born in April 1945 and she died in February 1996. Her age was 50 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was a car accident. An American country music singer, she was known for her duets with Earl Thomas Conley, including the 1984 hit All Tangled Up in Love. She also had several solo hits on the country charts. Jeffrey Lee Pierce. He was born in June 1958 and he died in March 1996. His age was 37 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cerebral hemorrhage. An American musician, singer, and songwriter, he was the founder and frontman of the influential punk blues band, The Gun Club. His raw, intense style and fusion of blues, punk, and country helped pioneer the cowpunk genre. Les Baxter. He was born in March 1922 and he died in January 1996. His age was 73 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. An American musician and composer, considered one of the fathers of exotica music. This subgenre of easy listening blending lush orchestral arrangements with jungle and tropical soundscapes. His album Le Secret du Sauvage and song Quiet Village were highly influential. Irma Bombach. She was born in February 1927 and she died in April 1996. Her age was 69 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications from a kidney transplant. An American humorist who gained fame for her newspaper column A Wit's End. She chronicled the ups and downs of suburban family life with wit and warmth. Her columns were syndicated in over 900 newspapers, and she authored numerous best-selling books. William Colby. He was born in January 1920 and he died in April 1996. His age was 76 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was drowning in a boat accident. An American intelligence officer who served as the director of Central Intelligence Agency from 1973 to 1976. He headed the controversial Phoenix program during the Vietnam War. He died in a boating accident near his home. Edmund Muskie. He was born in March 1914 and he died in March 1996. His age was 81 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was congestive heart failure. An American politician from Maine who was a towering figure in the Democratic Party. He served as governor of Maine, a United States senator for 22 years, and as United States Secretary of State. He was a Democratic nominee for vice president in 1968. Jerry Siegel. He was born in October 1914 and he died in January 1996. His age was 81 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. An American comic book writer who, along with artist Joe Shuster, created the iconic superhero Superman. Their character, first published in 1938, became the foundation of the superhero genre. He had a long and contentious relationship with DC Comics over ownership. Seamus Culhane. He was born in November 1908 and he died in February 1996. His age was 87 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was congestive heart failure. An American animator and director with a long career at multiple studios. He was famous for animating the iconic scene of the dwarfs marching home in Disney's Snow White. He also directed Woody Woodpecker cartoons for Walter Lantz. Max Factor Jr. He was born in August 1904 and he died in June 1996. His age was 91 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. An American businessman who took over his father's cosmetic company, Max Factor. He was instrumental in developing and marketing makeup for the general public, not just film stars. He is credited with inventing True Color lipstick and pancake makeup. Lincoln Kirstein. He was born in May 1907 and he died in January 1996. His age was 88 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. An American writer and cultural impresario, he was a monumental figure in the 20th century American arts. He co-founded the School of American Ballet and the New York City Ballet with choreographer George Balanchine. David Packard. He was born in September 1912 and he died in March 1996. His age was 83 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was pneumonia. An American electrical engineer who co-founded Hewlett-Packard with Bill Hewlett in 1939 in a Palo Alto garage. He was a key figure in the creation of Silicon Valley. He also served as United States Deputy Secretary of Defense from 1969 to 1971. David M. Kennedy. He was born in July 1905 and he died in May 1996. His age was 90 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cardiovascular disease and congestive heart failure. An American politician and businessman, he served as the 60th United States Secretary of Treasury from 1969 to 1971 under President Richard Nixon. Prior to politics, he was the chairman of Continental Illinois National Bank. G. David Chine. He was born in September 1927 and he died in June 1996. His age was 68 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was a plane crash. An American businessman who became a central figure in the 1954 Army McCarthy hearings. He was a chief consultant to Senator Joseph M. McCarthy's committee. Claims that McCarthy's aide sought special treatment for Chine led to the televised hearing that ended McCarthy's career. Pat Brown. He was born in April 1905 and he died in February 1996. His age was 90 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. an American politician who served as the 32nd governor of California from 1959 to 1967. He was the father of Governor Jerry Brown, a Democrat. He led the state through a period of massive growth, championing the California State Water Project and expanding its higher education system. Timothy Leary, he was born in October 1920 and he died in May 1996. His age was 75 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was prostate cancer. An American psychologist and writer known for his advocacy of psychedelic drugs. He was a Harvard professor who became a prominent figure in the 1960s counterculture. He coined the famous phrase, "turn on, tune in, drop out," and was famously called the most dangerous man in America by President Richard Nixon. Joseph Brodsky, he was born in May 1940 and he died in January 1996. His age was 55 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. A Russian-American poet and essayist. He was expelled from the Soviet Union in 1972 and settled in the United States. He won the 1987 Nobel Prize in Literature for an all-embracing authorship imbued with clarity of thought and poetic intensity. Cordelia E. Cook, she was born in March 1919 and she died in June 1996. Her age was 77 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. A United States Army nurse during the Second World War. She was the first woman in the United States Army to receive both the Bronze Star Medal for her service in a field hospital and the Purple Heart for injuries sustained during a shelling. Merce Tate, she was born in February 1905 and she died in June 1996. Her age was 91 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was cardiac arrest. A pioneering American historian and professor, she was the first African-American woman to attend Oxford University. She was a longtime professor of history at Harvard University and was an expert on international relations and diplomatic history. Queen Mother More, she was born in July 1898 and she died in May 1996. Her age was 98 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. An American civil rights leader and a black nationalist who was friends with such civil rights leaders as Marcus Garvey, Nelson Mandela and Winnie Mandela, Rosa Parks and Jesse Jackson. She was a figure in the American civil rights movement and a founder of the Republic of New Africa. Harold Brodsky, he was born in October 1930 and he died in January 1996. His age was 65 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American author known for his complex, maximalist prose style, he was a longtime writer for The New Yorker. His 1991 novel, The Runaway Soul, was published after decades of anticipation. He also wrote This Wild Darkness, a memoir about his illness. Philip Davidson, he was born in November 1915 and he died in February 1996. His age was 80 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. A United States Army Lieutenant General who served as the Chief of Military Intelligence for the Military Assistance Command, Vietnam, from 1967 to 1969. He was a central figure in the intelligence community during the Vietnam War. Davidson is a member of the Military Intelligence Hall of Fame. Arleigh Burke, he was born in October 1901 and he died in January 1996. His age was 94 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from pneumonia. An American admiral who served as Chief of Naval Operations during the Eisenhower and Kennedy administration. He was a famed destroyer commander in the Second World War, known as the 31 Knot Burke. The Arleigh Burke class of destroyers is named for him. Rudolph von der Unn, he was born in January 1913 and he died in January 1996. His age was 82 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was congestive heart failure. An American professional pool player known as Minnesota Fats. He was a famous showman who became a household name after the 1961 film The Hustler. He was a major force in popularizing pocket billiards in the United States. Charlie Finley. He was born in February 1918 and he died in February 1996. His age was 77 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. An American businessman who was the owner of the Oakland Athletics baseball team from 1960 to 1980. He was a flamboyant showman who introduced innovations like colored uniforms and the designated hitter. His A teams won 3 consecutive World Series from 1972 to 1974. John McSherry. He was born in September 1944 and he died in April 1996. His age was 51 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack on field. An American umpire in Major League Baseball from 1971 to 1996. He was known for his large stature and the presence on the field. He tragically died of a massive heart attack just 7 pitches into the 1996 MLB opening day game in Cincinnati. Butch Laswell. He was born in October 1958 and he died in March 1996. His age was 37 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was a motorcycle stunt accident. An American stuntman and a pioneer of freestyle motocross. He was known for his spectacular high-risk motorcycle jumps. He died in a crash while attempting a world record jump over a 30-foot high arc in Nevada. Bill Cox. He was born in June 1904 and he died in June 1996. His age was 91 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American middle distance runner, although initially qualifying for the 5,000-meter team at the 1924 Olympics, he competed in the 3,000-meter team race. He placed 8th individually, thereby winning a team bronze medal together with Edward Kirby and Willard Tibbetts. Florida Batson. She was born in November 1900 and she died in January 1996. Her age was 95 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. An American track and field athlete who was a pioneer in women's sports. She competed in the 1922 Women's Olympiad in Paris. She held several American records in hurdles and jumping events during the 1920s. If these lives touched your heart, please like this video, share your feelings in the comments, and subscribe to Obituarypedia to remember more icons together.